Shalom, shalom, shalom. Today I'm going to go over a book that I enjoy, which is one of the lost books from the Bible, and it's by Mr. Ken Johnson, Ancient Testaments of the Patriarchs, Autobiographies from the Dead Sea Scrolls. And this specifically, I'm going to talk about the Testament of Joseph. Now, this one reminds me of the movie Fatal Attraction when you see what Joseph had to endure and go through and deal with. I have a co-host here. You want to introduce yourself? Yahudah returns. Okay. So I just go ahead. So here is the Testament of Joseph. And keep in mind, folks, all of the young men that formed the 12 tribes, the lost 12 tribes of Israel, they all followed what the law said to do. One of the laws out of the 613th state that every man, which means human, needs to write a scroll. And that's what they did. And the scroll was a testimony or autobiography, if you will, of their life. So here's Joseph's testimony. The record of the testament of Joseph, when he was about to die, he called his sons and his brothers together and said to them, "My children and brothers, listen to Joseph, the beloved of Israel, your father." Remember now, Jacob changed his name to Israel. That's what we're talking about, not the country. "I have seen in my life envy and death, and I have not wandered in the truth of the Lord. My brothers hated me, but the Lord loved me," meaning Yahweh. "They wished me dead, but the Elohim of my fathers guarded me. They threw me into a pit, but the Most High brought me back up. I was sold for a slave, but the Lord set me free. I was taken into captivity, but his strong hand comforted me. When I was hungry, the Most High himself nourished me. When I was sick and alone, Elohim was with me. When I was in prison, the Savior showed me favor and released me. Amid slanders, he rescued me and exalted me above all envy and guile." Now we're going to go over part two, Joseph's trials. Potiphar, the chief cook of Pharaoh, entrusted to me his house, and I struggled against a shameless woman, urging me to transgress with her. But the Most High of Israel, my father, guarded me from the burning flame. I was cast into prison, beaten and mocked. But the Lord granted me to find pity in the sight of the keeper of the prison. For he will in no wise forsake those who fear him, neither in darkness, nor bonds, nor tribulations, nor in necessities. For Elohim is not a man. He cannot be ashamed, afraid, weak, or thrust aside. In every situation, he is there to comfort. He only departs for a little while to try your soul. In 10 temptations, he showed me approved, and in all of them I endured, for endurance is a mighty charm, and patience gives many good things. Part 3. Joseph and the Egyptian woman. How often did the Egyptian threaten me with death? How often did she give me over to punishment, and then call me back and threaten me when I would not accompany her? She said to me, "You will be lord of me and all that is mine, if you will give yourself unto me, and you will be as our master." Therefore, I remembered the words of the fathers of my father Jacob, or Yaakov. And I entered into my chamber and prayed unto the Most High, and I fasted in those 7 years. That's a long time, folks. And I appeared to my master as one living delicacy. For they that fast for Elohim's sake receive beauty of face. If one gave me wine, I drank it not. I fasted for 3 days and took my food and gave it to the poor and sick. I sought the Most High early and wept for the Egyptian woman of Memphis, for she troubled me unceasingly, and at night she came to me under the pretense of visiting me. At first, because she had no male child, she feigned to count me as a son. I prayed to the Most High, and she bare a male child. Therefore, for a time she embraced me as a son, and I knew it not. Last of all, she sought to draw me into fornication. hmm When I perceived it, I sorrowed even unto death. When she had gone out, I came to myself, and I lamented for her many days, because I saw her guile and deceit. I declared unto her the words of the Most High, if perhaps she would turn from her evil lust. I know we all have been in that situation before. Now here's the fourth part, the Egyptian woman's false conversion. How often she fawned upon me with words as a holy man, with guile in her talk, praising my chastity before her husband, while desiring to destroy me when we were alone. She lauded me openly as chaste, and in secret she said unto me, do not be afraid of my husband, for he is convinced you are chaste, so that even should one tell him concerning us, he would never believe him. For all these things I lay upon the ground in sackcloth, and I besought Elohim that the Most High would deliver me from the Egyptian. When she prevailed nothing, she came again to me under the plea of instruction, that she might know the word of the Most High. She said unto me, if you want me to abandon my idols, just tell me, and I will persuade my husband to depart from his idols, and we will walk in the law of your Lord. I said to her, the Lord does not want those who reverence him to live in uncleanness, nor does he take pleasure in those who commit adultery. She held her peace, longing to accomplish her evil desire. I gave myself yet more to fasting and prayer, that the Most High should deliver me from her. Part 5. The threat of murder. At another time she said unto me, if you will not commit adultery, I will kill myself. I will kill my husband, and so I can lawfully take you to be my husband. When I heard this, I rent my garment and said, woman, reverence the Lord, and do not this evil deed, lest you be utterly destroyed. For I will declare your ungodly thought unto all men. She therefore, being afraid, begged me not to tell her wickedness to anyone. She departed, soothing me with gifts and sending me every delight of the sons of men. Part 6. Egyptian woman tries drugs. Folks, I'm not making it up. She sent me food sprinkled with enchantments. When the eunuch came, when the eunuch who brought it to, when the eunuch who brought it came, I looked up and beheld a terrible man giving me with the dish a sword, and perceived that her scheme was for the deception of my soul. When he had gone out, I wept, nor did I eat any of her food. After one day she came to me and observed the food, and said unto me, what is this? Why have you not eaten the food? I said to her, it is because you filled it with death. How, said you, I come not near to idols, but to the Lord alone. Now therefore know that the God of my father has revealed your wickedness to me by an angel, and I have kept it to convict you, if perhaps you may see it and repent, but that you may learn that the wickedness of the ungodly has no power over those who reverence Elohim in chastity. I took it and ate it before her, saying, the Elohim of my fathers and the angel of Abraham will be with me. She fell upon her face at my feet and wept. And I raised her up and admonished her, and she promised to not to do this iniquity again. Part 7. The threat of suicide. Yes, folks, it keeps getting worse. Hold on to your boots. But because her heart was set upon me to commit lewdness, she sighed, and her countenance fell. When her husband saw her, he said unto her, Why is your countenance fallen? She said, I have a heartache, and my spirit is grieved. So he comforted her. Then she rushed into me while her husband was right outside, and said unto me, I will hang myself, or cast myself into a well, or off a cliff, if he will not consent to me. When I saw the spirit of Belial was troubling her, I prayed unto the Most High, and said unto her, Why are you troubled, disturbed, and blinded in sins? Remember that if you kill yourself, Sethon, your husband's concubine, your rival, will beat your children, and will erase all memory of you. And she said unto me, Then you do love me. This alone is sufficient for me, that you care for my life and my children. I have expectation that I will enjoy my desire. She did not realize that it was because of my Elohim that I said this, not because of her. If anyone falls into the passion of a wicked desire, they become enslaved by it. She was so enslaved by her desire that she mistook any kind word from me as a sign that her wicked desire might soon be fulfilled. Part 8. Prison is the answer to Joseph's prayer. I declare to you, my children, that it was about the 6th hour when she departed from me. And I knelt before the Lord all that day, and continued all the night. About dawn I rose up weeping, and praying for release from the Egyptian. At last, then she laid hold of my garments, forcibly dragging me to have an affair with her. When therefore I saw that in her madness she was forcibly holding my garments, I fled away naked. She falsely accused me to her husband, and the Egyptian cast me into the prison in his house. The next day he had me scourged, and sent to the prison house. When therefore I was in fetters, the Egyptian woman fell sick from her vexation. I sang praises unto the Lord while I was in the abode of darkness, and with glad voice rejoiced and glorified my Elohim, only because by a pretext I had been rid of that Egyptian woman. Part 9. Wicked woman visits Joseph in prison. How often she has sent unto me, saying, Consent to fulfill my desire, and I will release you from your bonds, and free you from the darkness of the prison. Not even in thoughts did I incline unto her, for Yahweh loves those in a den of darkness fast with chastity, rather than those who in secret chambers live delicately without restraint. Whosoever lives in chastity and desires also glory, and if the Most High knows that it is expedient for him, he bestows this also upon him, even as upon me. How often, though when she was sick, did she come down to me at odd times, and I do mean odd, and listen to my voice as I prayed. When I heard her groanings, I held my peace. For when I was in her house, she used to bare her arms, breasts, and legs, so I might fall before her. For she was very beautiful, splendidly adorned for my deception. The Most High guarded me from her devices. Part 10. Patience, fasting, and prayer. You see, my children, how great things come through patience with prayer and fasting. If you, therefore, practice sobriety and purity in patience and humility of heart, The Most High will dwell among you because he loves sobriety. Wherever the Most High dwells, even though a man falls into envy, slavery, or slander, the Lord who dwells in him, for his sobriety's sake, not only delivers him from evil, but also exhorts and glorifies him, even as me. For in every way the man is guarded, whether in deed, or in word, or in thought. My brothers know how my father loved me, and I was not exalted in my heart. Although I was a child, I had the fear of Elohim in my thoughts, for I knew that all things should pass away, and I kept myself with bounds, and I honored my brothers. Through fear of them, I held my peace when I was sold, and revealed not my family to the Ishmaelites, that I was the son of Jacob, a great and mighty man. Part 11. The fear of Yahweh. Do you also therefore have the fear of Yahweh in your works and honor your family? For everyone who follows the law of the Most High will be beloved by him. When I came to the Indoclipate with the Ishmaelites, they asked me, and I said that I was a slave from their house, that I might not put my brothers to shame. The elders of them said unto me, You are not a slave, even your appearance shows that. He threatened to kill me, but I said that I was their slave. Now when we came into Egypt, or Mitzrayim, they strove concerning me, which of them should buy me and take me. Therefore it seemed good to all that I should remain in Egypt with a merchant of their trade, until they should return bringing merchandise. The Lord gave me favor in the eyes of the merchant, and he entrusted to me his house. The Most High blessed him because of me, and increased him in silver and gold, and I was with him 3 months and 5 days. Part 12. Elohim and your reputation. About that time, the Memphian wife of Potiphar passed by with a great pomp, and cast her eyes upon me, because her eunuchs told her concerning me. She told her husband concerning the merchant, that he had become rich by means of a young Hebrew, saying that they say that men have indeed stolen him out of the land of Canaan, which is in Africa. Now therefore execute judgment with him, and take away the youth to be your steward. So the Yahweh of the Hebrews will bless you, for grace from heaven is upon him. Part 13. Joseph in Mitzrayim, or Egypt. Potiphar was persuaded by her words, and commanded the merchant to be brought. And she said to him, What is this that I hear, that you steal people out of the land of the Hebrews, and sell them for slaves? The merchant therefore fell upon his face, and besought him, saying, I beseech you, my lord, I know not what you say. He said, From where then is your Hebrew servant? He said, The Ishmaelites entrusted him to me until they should return. He believed him not, but commanded him to be stripped and beaten. When he persisted, Potiphar said, Let the youth be brought. When I was brought in, I did obscene to the chief of the eunuchs, for he was third in rank with Pharaoh, being chief of all the eunuchs, and having wives and children and concubines. He took me apart from him, and said unto me, Are you a slave, or are you free? I said, A slave. He said unto me, Whose slave are you? And I said unto him, The Ishmaelites. See, from cousin Ishmael. Again he said to me, How did you become their slave? I said, They bought me out of the land of Canaan. But he did not believe me. He said, You lie. And he commanded me to be stripped and beaten. Part 14. Memphian woman tries to obtain Joseph. Now the Memphian woman was looking through a window while I was being beaten, and she sent unto her husband, saying, Your judgment is unjust, for you punish a free man who has been stolen as if he were a transgressor. When I gave no other answer, though I was beaten, he commanded that I should be kept in guard until, said he, the owners of the boy should come. His wife said unto him, Why do you detain in captivity? Why do you detain in captivity? Captivity? This noble child, who ought rather to be set at liberty and wait upon you. For she wished to see me in desire of sin, but I was ignorant concerning all these things. Then he said to his wife, It is not the custom of the Egyptians to take away that which belongs to others before proof is given. This he said concerning the merchant, and concerning me, that I must be in prison. Part 15. Joseph with the Ishmaelites. Remember Abraham's first son, Ishmael? See that? Now, after 24 days, the Ishmaelites came, having heard that Jacob, my father, was mourning for me. They said to me, Why did you say that you were a slave? We have learned that you are the son of a mighty man in the land of Canaan, and your father grieves for you in sackcloth. I would have wept again, but I restrained myself that I should not put my brothers to shame. I said, I do not know. I am a slave. Then they took counsel to sell me, so that I would not be found in their hands, for they feared Jacob, or aka Yaakov, lest he should work upon them a deadly vengeance. For it had been heard that he was a mighty, mighty man with the Most High and with men. Then the merchant said to them, Release me from the judgment of Potiphar. They therefore came and asked for me, saying he was bought by us with money, and he sent us away. Part 16. Joseph bought. Now the Memphian woman pointed me out to her husband, that she should buy me, for I hear, she said, that they are selling him. She sent a eunuch to the Ishmaelites, see, that's our cousins, and asked them to sell me. And since he was not willing to traffic with him, he returned. When the eunuch had made trial of them, he made known to his mistress that they asked a large price for their slave. She sent another eunuch, saying, Even if they demand 2 mina of gold, do not spare the gold, only buy the boy, and bring him here. He gave them 80 pieces of gold for me, and told his mistress that 100 had been given for me. When I saw it, I held my peace, that the eunuch should not be punished. And I want to give you that snippet thus far to give you an idea of how Joseph's life really was. Can you see how important it is, folks, for them to write a testament of their life? All of these great 12 men wrote a testament of their life. And guess what? It's not just Joseph and his brothers. We have a testament of Lamech, Noah, Enos, Abraham, Yaakov, Jacob, Reuben, Simeon, right? His brothers. You got Aaron, the high priest. So I plan on going over some of these in the near future. But I wanted to give you a snippet, to give you a little taste of Joseph. There's lots more to his story. But if you tune in to next time, you'll hear the rest of it. Again, this is your girl, AriYah Benjamin, from the tribe of Benjamin, as you can tell. I enjoyed this with you, and I look forward to going over some more lost books from the Holy Bible. No matter how lost they are, we will find them and we will put them out here for everyone to be able to hear and listen to on this platform. Shalom.